Hello everyone, welcome back to Hermitcraft Modsauce. As you can see, I haven't done too much here in the base yet, but we're working on stuff today. So what I'm going to do is, today, I don't know, I might get to land of Italy and I might not, so we'll see how that goes. But for now, I'm playing this, and I'm in need of, I've got my auto spawner up and running here. I think I showed that yesterday. So, that's up and running, but as you can see, not a lot of juice. So we need some of that. The reactor's up and running now. Let's shut off because I'm not using it, but it's functional. So what I'm going to do is I need a farm for getting the mob essence. And normally what I would do is a 5x5 pen and just keep breeding and slaughtering animals. And yeah, I want to do something a little different this time. So you can see here, right ahead of me, I've built up a little area there that's 2 blocks high so that I won't have mobs popping up and shooting arrows and hissing at me. So I'm going to build a fence around there, but I'm not going to do the traditional fence. I'm going to try using, we've got micro blocks on here, the chisel mod. So I'm going to try and do a neat little building. I'm not much of a builder, so we're going to see how it looks. So I'll just kind of show you as I'm progressing here. I'll show you updates, and we'll see how that looks. So, time for me to get started. Alright, so we've got the building complete. Let's go have a look at that. Oh, stupid. There, stop popping stuff in. Okay, so I used, well, we'll just start right from the beginning. We'll work up to it, and I'll show you what we've got. First of all, here's what I've done with the buildings. I kind of tried to do something a little different. I left some air gaps in here at the top of the buildings. So here's where we've got the adult animals, and I ended up putting more than I had planned in here, but oh well. Getting XP, that's from the breeding. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so adults are there, these chronotypers. I've got 2 of these breeders here. So the breeder uses wheat, and then when there's an animal nearby that can take the wheat, it feeds it, and if there's 2 animals nearby, then we get babies. So there's the chronotyper. It takes the babies and it ejects them, pulls them from here, and then ejects them out here where the belts take them down that way. Now this is not really the way I normally do it. I usually do this inside of stone walls, and then I don't have all these animals all over the place. So as you can see, these guys are little marathon enthusiasts, I guess. Look at them go. Get in here. Come over here. Come back here. Oh, anyway. So what's supposed to happen is the babies come in here and they get trapped, and then the grinder will grind them up as soon as they reach adulthood. Oh, come on. I'm just going to try and get out of here again. Oh, what a racket. Okay, so here's our power source. I made a couple tesseracts. So one is hooked up to the reactor, and then the energy cube takes the power from the tesseract and puts it into my electrical system here underneath this. Now, I tried to put the tesseract straight on, and for whatever reason it did not like it. I'm using mechanism cable, so maybe it didn't like that. But anyway, here's my output. See, some wool, leather, and raw beef. Another wool. Down here is where the guts of the system is. Alright, so what I had to do is, obviously, you need wheat to breed the animals. Alright, so there's my... First of all, you know what, we're just gonna... It's hard to... It's kind of a closed loop, so it's kind of hard to pick a spot to start. But we'll start with this. The sewer, with the range upgrade. You see it's pulling sewage in. Why does it have essence in there? So that's just a bug I've found with MFR. That's grabbed the essence from something else. But anyway, I should probably pipe that out. I think I can, actually. I'll work on that later. Okay, so it's taking the sewage in the composter, and it is making industrial fertilizer. You'll see it going through the bin here. So it zips through. Oop, and then it So it goes into the chest there, gets pulled out by this extraction tube, so I'm using the tubes mod, into the mechanism bin, which is like a barrel. Then it pulls it from there and sticks it in the fertilizer. So what I've done here is I use the bin as kind of a buffer in case, well, this thing will eat through fertilizer as fast as it'll come through. So underneath is a planter, and it plants the wheat. The fertilizer, as the fertilizer comes in, you see as soon as it goes in, something grows. That's because it's constantly fertilizing. Harvester will harvest the grown wheat and dump it into that chest right there. And then my extraction tube pulls out the seeds in the wheat, goes through a filter. See, there's a seed. What is that? 58. Okay then. I think that's because I had 58 in my hand when I clicked it just to put seed in there, so we'll just knock that down now. Just because it bugs me. Okay, so the seeds go into here, and then they go down the tube into the planter that's right under here. The wheat goes by, you saw it go through there, and then it pipes out to the ender chest. I don't know what that error means. It's like that on a bunch of stuff. Anyway, so the wheat goes into there, the ender chest, and there's my chunk loader. See? So it's using just the one by one here. This is my total that I have loaded so far is 11 total in the world. Oops, getting dark. So now once it's come over here, I've got the power over here, so there's the grinder, that's grinding them up. I lost my train of thought here. Okay, so here's the ender chest where the wheat comes through. Oh, did I see one go by? No. Anyway, and it's obviously going to go to this one first because it's closest, and as you can see, that's full. So any subsequent wheat will go over here. Anyway, it's loading up there. Oh, there's more XP. Gotta get that XP. Get away from me, cow. I want that XP. Thank you. Alright, so there we go. There's our loop. And so the whole purpose of this is to feed this grinder sheep and cows to give me... I need the leather, I need the beef for food because I don't really have another food source other than the wheat farm, which I'm using for feeding the cattle, and the wool for doing, you know, ender chests and all that stuff. Alright, so that is it for here. So what we're going to do is go back to the house here. Now actually, oh darn, I had planted a sacred rubber wood tree here. I was hoping that it would go super big like the other one I had went, but oh well, it did not. So I don't know if I said this in the first video, but I'll show you up here. It's late at night and I'm having a hard time keeping track of what I'm working on here, so I'm all over the place. So I'll show you right up here. This is where my wind generators are, and I planted a sacred rubber tree here. And I didn't think anything of it. It's just a different kind of sapling. Well, the thing grew 9 by 9 and grew up, I don't know, about probably up to about here, and then the top of it was way over to about here, and in a circle all the way around over here. So it blocked these wind generators. They need access to sky to work. So it knocked out my power, and there's this huge tree. So I used an MFR harvester to cut down the tree, and it took over an hour to cut that tree down. It was huge, and I ended up with about 2.5 about 2.5 barrels of rubber wood, and the same with the raw rubber. So you can see there's one there. So I've been actually using that, making charcoal. When you put it in the precision sawmill, it will give you oak planks instead of jungle wood planks, so that was kind of nice, and it gives you rubber bars as well. So I just about had a bin full here of oak planks. I stopped processing that wood. As you can see, I got a few saplings from it. That's all from one tree. And this is all from one tree. That craziness. Okay, now that tesseract I showed you out at the farm. Well, Shadow was here today, and he did a little bit of work with the chisel. Doesn't that floor look nice? Looks very industrial. So he's going to do something with the walls. I'm not sure what yet, but he's, the floor's pretty busy, so he's going to make a kind of a more plain texture wall. I don't know what he'll do yet, but I'm sure he'll come out with something cool. Okay, so here's the other tesseract. So he comes straight out from here. Now we'll have a look on top of the reactor, and all of them are set for 90% reduced. So it's using 10% of my power, of the power output that it could possibly use. So that way I'm not using very much fuel. This is to run the auto spawner and that farm. So it spits out the spent cyanite here, and once I get 2, it mixes the 2, makes it into plutonium. As you can see, I don't have much plutonium, which means I really haven't burned much fuel yet. So that fuel will last me a long time. Okay, so there's the reactor. Give you an idea of this will put out quite a bit more. This is at 10% power, so you can imagine it puts out quite a bit. I don't know what yet. I'm not going to turn it up. We'll see it at some point, I'm sure. So I used a dolly and went and found a cave spider spawner and stuck it in here, so that's given me some extra mob juice. Wow, look at that coming along, eh? Between that cow and sheep farm and these spiders going every time I come near here, it's coming right along. Okay. As you can see, Shadow also... See, he started with this one, and then I asked him to copy it for the others. That way it kind of all goes together. Neat, huh? Okay, what else do we have in the go? Let's just throw the stuff in the chest here. I built some more bins because I'm just at the point now where I'm starting to get crazy amounts of loot. I think I've got bins for all that other stuff. It's nice finally getting to that point where you actually need the barrels or the bins because you get so much stuff. Oops, and one last thing. Cool. So I went and I was showing Ian Robson the digital miner, and I went and I just placed the miner here and told it to mine up all there's glowstone spawned sporadically around here. So I got glowstone and diamond ore. Silk touched it. I mined it out here and then out there, and you can see I went from like 200 and some diamonds to 400 and some. Actually, I used probably a stack already, so it was actually over 500, and lots of glowstone. So let me see, is there anything else that has changed here? Geez, I was busy here all day, and yet it doesn't seem like I got much done, but well, I'm pretty happy with the way the farm looks. Better look at that. So you're probably wondering why I went with the green. Well, I'll show you. What I want to be able to do is when I fly over, other than the windmills, you should have a hard time actually seeing the base. See, look how well that blends in. So if I plant some trees down in around there, you won't even see that when you fly over. And with the balloons, normally I park them, right over here. See how it kind of matches up with the snow? So they're gonna make it quite difficult. Of course, we've got this big thing up here, but I'm going to disguise that as well. I'm going to be putting some dirt around it, and then all you'll see is probably the surface of the stone there. If that, I might do something different. And then plant some trees around, so the only way to really see it will be to be directly overhead. So we're trying to keep a low profile here on the landscape. So really, the only way you can really see in here is, like, see our base would be kind of in this area here, otherwise you wouldn't even know it's there. That's the plan anyway, until I build my huge airship at some point. Alright, and that's, you notice I had those cave spiders. That's for string, because I need the string to make the what do you call them there, the words, the balloon. Here, I'll show you that while I'm at it. So here's the balloon structure. So you can have different colors, but it's a wool and a string, and you need your vehicle needs to be 40% or more of these air balloon blocks to be able to fly. Plus, you need a helm, So let's have a look at the helm. Wait do you see it. This is so cheap. I made this right off the bat. I was still living in a hole in the ground, and I made this and was able to fly off and find a spot and get started. So it takes, all you need is one iron ingot, some wood, and some wool and some string. So you can actually make string from wool. So the amount of sheep that are around here on this server, there's a lot of mobs. You can get on a balloon in your first day, and then you can pass the night on the balloon. There's no fuel, so you can just hover, and then the mobs can't get you. So that works pretty slick. And it's really easy to go and find a new place to live because you get to see it from the sky. And you don't burn much food doing that either, so it's win-win. Let's kind of give you a look here at what I got for supplies now. I moved the bins around a bit there. It was kind of bugging me. Now you'll see my next big project, and this is, you might have seen this earlier in the video where I had water along here, pools of water. And what you do is you grow these things, like pure Certus quartz crystal. You have to grow those. So what you do is you take one of these, a Certus quartz crystal, and grind it up into one of these, which is the Certus quartz dust. And then, oops, I'll show you that right now. If you take a Certus quartz dust and a sand, makes two of these Certus quartz seeds. See, it says it won't despawn, and then it says 0.0%. So what you do is you take this and throw it in a standing pool of water, and it takes like 12 real life hours before that hits 100%, and you get basically you would take the two dust, or one dust and one sand, and you can make two crystals. And once these crystals are done, I haven't checked this yet, be interesting to see, but I think you can take that pure Certus crystal and make two more. So let's see, can you whoops, what are we after here? We want, no, okay, I was thinking you could probably grind that down and get more, but I guess not. At least I don't see a way to yet. Plus, can you use this to break down in the, okay, see, there you go. You'd make a Certus quartz block and then you break it down into this, so then you're back to, so you would take, what, 4 of these crystals, make it in the, let's have a look at that. Oh, well, here we go. That's 8. Alright, so you're not going to make any gain there because it takes 8 to make this. And then if you wanted to make these, yeah, you're going to be right back to 4. You grind it up and you make 8 crystals. So there's no way to keep doubling it that way. So I would say at this point, unless you have a specific recipe that calls for these, I would basically grind them all up and make them into more of these. If they're interchangeable, these are worth twice as much as one of these. So anyway, now you'll also see I've got a charge crystal here. So let me throw one of these on the floor. See, look at the lightning coming out of it. It's a charged crystal. So you can actually take one of these regular Certus crystals, and let's see, you get this machine here, and here's the thing to run it. So what you do is you put coal in here, and that's your fuel, and it makes AE, power. And then you would throw a crystal in there and it would charge it. And it's kind of a random time. It takes, you know, from half a second to several seconds to charge. And what that will do is convert it from this into this. And you do that because you use these to make the, whoops, wrong one, these flux crystals. So I will show you how to do that in a second here. I wasn't sure if I wanted to show you guys, you know, this AE stuff, because I imagine some of you have already done it before. But I know Brew is interested in it, and I've kind of got him to the point where I'm at now. So I want to kind of show him what I've learned, and that way he can watch this video. And let's just go with one of each. Oh, come on, what are we doing? What are we doing? Just click, click, click in here. Alright, so we'll throw that in there. Why didn't that go? Not close enough. Alright, and we need one of these. So now, next up we need... So what we're going to do is take these 3 things, and they make 2 flux crystals. think. Well, let's see, we need a bucket. Where's my buckets? There's a bucket. Some water, and we need... where was it there? Yeah. Okay, so what you do here is you take these and we throw them in. All three together and bang, they make 2 flux crystals. Now what you do with those is you go over to your pulverizer or whatever your preferred method of grinding things up is, and that gives you 2 flux dust. And so then you take your 2 flux dust and your 2 sand, and what do you get? Flux seeds, and you would get 4 from that. So basically we're going to end up with 4 of the pure flux seeds from that. So let's have a look in here. That's these ones. So what we've done is we went with 1 charged crystal, 1 redstone, and 1 nether quartz, and we'll end up with 4 of these pure flux crystals. Now some recipes will take the regular crystals that I just made in the water, so that's kind of handy because then you don't have to do any more processing. But yeah, this is way more difficult than it was in the previous version of Applied Energistics, so I'm pretty stoked about that. There's a lot of new stuff, so tomorrow I'm hoping to get my ME system up and running. Now today I was supposed to record Farm Sim for Sunday, but we had some problems with the server, so we were unable to record. So maybe I will try and get this ME system, do a build for that for Sunday. We'll see. We will see. I'm kind of missing the land of Italy, so I do want to do that soon too. But so that's what we've got on the go right now. I'm playing Minecraft, and I want to get back to the land of Italy. Shot some zombies tonight in Left 4 Dead with a friend of mine, and so I got Civ 5 on the go. I don't think I'll bother with any videos of Civ 5. That'd be kind of boring to watch. So we'll keep going with this. One of you mentioned you wanted to see a series on this. Well, that's what this is. This is a series. I'm gonna probably not go and show, you know, like here I am and I'm building something and then show the whole thing. That as soon as I start making something like that roof, for instance, I tore that roof off twice before it got to that point. That would be really annoying to watch. You watch somebody build something then tear it down. So that's why I showed kind of a time lapse of what I was doing there. I was gonna go have another close look at that. I'm pretty proud of it, actually. I know it's, for some of you look at that and say, yeah, what are you going on about? That's pretty simple there, Hitman. But if you know me and you know the way I build, this is something so simple as this is complicated for me. So what I did was I made the stone pillars, and you can actually line them up. You see it's lined up in the corner of the block now. So that's something new apparently. And then I made the panels and made the supports. I try to make things look like they'd be supported in real life. So I made supports around there. Basically it's a stone frame with the wood on it, the green wood. Put glass panels, micro-blocked panels there with the trim on it. Did the same thing over here for the babies. And there you go. That's what I did today for my big creative splurge. Now I'm spent. I don't know what else I can do. The actual fun part for me is really setting up all the machines underneath. So, okay, there we are. That's kind of an update what I've been up to today, and I will give you another update, I'm sure, for Sunday, or I'll have another, what do you call them, words, Land of Italy. I might have a Land of Italy for Sunday. We'll see. But I do want to get back to that, and I do want to keep playing this. So between those two, I should have lots of videos for you. So stay tuned. I'm back in action finally. So I'm kind of stoked about that. So I will see you again soon. Bye for now.